Olympian. And there she is. And
is it tougher being the mother or the athlete?
And she is a high-level judge, judges international competitions and national. She said she's never been more nervous.
Well, here's her daughter, the very diminutive but powerful 4'10", Gianna Rice. She says if she was 6 feet tall, she'd be a supermodel. But right now, I don't think there's a supermodel on the planet that can do what she can do on the beam.
Beautiful work. Layout, layout. Excellent form.
Now, do you think her mother's watching as a judge right now or as a mother?
Interesting you should say that. Everybody's asked her that. She says, absolutely not. I'm watching with a mother's pride and nervous as can be, just holding her breath.
A lot of composure for this freshman.
Very polished. This was Joni's event. She was beautiful on this event.
Saves it.
Maybe there is something to jeans.
Yep, there you go. The payoff, and
Very
mother
nice.
approves. I think if she had a 10 card, she'd hold it up right about now. As we move over to the floor right now, that's where the Georgia Gym Dogs are. And here's a face that many people may know. A very talented gymnast on the floor, Suzanne Sears, the defending national champion. And her opening pass.
Throughout the routine.
Well, she is the best in the business. The 5'5" senior from Marietta, Georgia, the defending NCAA floor exercise champion, Suzanne Sears. And you got to think the music reflects the personality.
Well, this two-event specialist certainly has emerged as one of Georgia's top performers. In fact, she can do even more difficulty in the tumbling. But this was certainly sufficient here.
An impressive score, a 9.90 for Suzanne Sears. As we step aside, we will be back to Coleman Coliseum for more of the Super 6 Challenge after this. In the 2001 Super 6 Challenge. That is Andrea Pickens getting some last-minute instructions. She is set to take the beam here for the Alabama Crimson Tide, looking for a big performance here, trying to give her team a nice cushion.
Very intense expression as she began this routine. A lot of concentration is needed to work the balance beam. Had a couple little balance breaks throughout. There's another one. These are all the little things they need to work out between now and nationals. Alabama has a couple lower scores that they would really like to drop it. And one of them, they need a big score from Andrea, who's talking to herself, it looks like. Important landing here. Very nice on the double top.
Well, a 9.925 on the uneven bars, a 9.775 on the vault. So Andrea Pickens having a great opening season here at the home event. As we look at our results so far through 2 rotations, Alabama still out in front, followed by Michigan, Georgia, Stanford, Florida, and Penn State. We're back with more after this. See him on the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is the 2001 Super 6 Challenge. Todd Harris along with Kathy Johnson-Clark as we move over to the beam. Our next competitor from Penn State, Gemma Cuff. She's from Penn State, but she's originally from England. She's a senior, 5 feet tall, competing in the all-around. Now, this is a competition that she's done very well in the past. Her best on the beam is a 9.875, so she certainly, Kathy, is capable of putting up some decent numbers.
A very good all-around gymnast, too. Placed 13th in the all-around at last year's NC2A championships.
She is from Loughborough, England. Now calls Happy Valley home. Her final year at Penn State. She's had a great career there. As she is set to take the beam in hostile territory, because there's a lot of folks from Alabama cheering their hometown fans on, hoping that the tide does in fact roll. But this is Gemma Cuff set to take the balance beam from Penn State.
Feeling a little bit more pressure here. Her teammate fell right before her. In fact, on the same mount she just performed, front tuck onto the end. Needs a little bit more amplitude on those leaps. The judges are really looking for full split, nice height.
Kathy, knowing that this is the first event of the season, are the judges cutting them any slack whatsoever, or are they trying to maintain the standards?
I think judges are always trying to maintain certain standards. It's hard to do. It's very difficult from meet to meet and across the country. That's the biggest problem in collegiate gymnastics, is trying to keep the scores consistent across the country.
No.
Nice save, but a very big break.
And you talked about it earlier, polishing these. These are the little things that they need to polish if they want to be there in April. Oh. A slight break on the landing for Gemma Cuff from Penn State University. And again, a little bit of polish. She might be there. From the balance beam, we shift over to the vault. That's where the University of Georgia Gym Dogs are at this moment.
A very big event for Georgia, primarily because of their vault coach, Doug McGavin, who is the head coach, unfortunately, for this competition. He's acting as the head coach. Suzanne Joculin, the head coach of 17 years, had to return home for a family emergency.
Suzanne Sears, the senior out of Marietta, Georgia, with her pass. As we pointed out earlier, this year only one pass on the vault, not the norm that people expect to see two.
And according to Coach Doug McGavin, that will benefit Georgia. They're strong on this event. They throw a lot of 10-0 value vaults. There's a pike front half, a little low on the landing, nice distance from the horse, but her legs were a little bit bent in the air. Those will be slight deductions.
So Suzanne Sears and the rest of the Georgia Gym Dogs on the vault this time, looking to make a move. I'm sure they're keeping their eye on the scoreboard as well. Alabama is not a team you want to get behind early and have to catch up on. And as we look at the rotation order,